Well, hello there, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again for a read-through of the Druthers newspaper. This is one of my favorite publications, not affiliated, not a sponsor, I'm just a really big fan of theirs. And like I say, I'm a big fan of anything truth, love, and freedom. That's what this whole publication's about. So check them out. It's a great newspaper. You can have it sent to your whole neighborhood if you want. It's actually free. You just have to pay for the shipping, which is quite reasonable. I buy 1 year at a time, so I believe there's a slight discount when you do that. But yeah, it's a great newspaper. It's alt media, obviously, so you want to check it out. So somewhat impartial, tries to be as objective as possible and centrist. It's druthers.net, by the way, and I think they have a digital form of the newspaper on the site if you want to read along, which I would actually encourage you to do because then you can click on the reference links and the sources and do some more research for yourself, you know. All right, freedom wins. Here we go, folks. I am excited. Charges have been dismissed for the Calgary pizzeria owner who served unvaccinated customers during the lockdown. It's funny because I'm seeing a lot of more people now coming out and saying, I never shut down my doors of my business during the pandemic. And guess what? I killed during that time. Of course you would, because you're one of the only brave souls that would keep their business open, and rightfully so. So those that didn't close their doors either had to pay the price through the loss of freedom of their property or rights of their property, or they took a chance and made a killing. So I would imagine if you were in like a small, tight-knit community where everybody knew each other, probably not a big deal. But in the bigger cities, that would have been more challenging. Anyway, this particular pizzeria in Calgary, Jesse Johnson, the owner of Without Papers Pizza, I love that, was charged in October 2021 for not complying with public health orders. Hey, if they're giving you an order, I sure hope you got paid for that. The restaurant broke the city's bylaw when undercover officers were allowed to buy pizza and stay on undercover pizza buyers. Wow. Taxpayer dollars hard at work. And stay on the premises without showing vaccination proof during the lockdown. At the time, if it was that much of a concern, would they have done that? Would they have gone in and pretended like they were unvaxxed and not worn masks or taken a chance being around a whole bunch of unvaccinated people? Something doesn't quite make sense there. Would you have really taken the chance? Like if it was an outbreak of Ebola, would there be secret shoppers at every pizzeria? No, you'd be staying the hell away, trying to isolate yourself so like you don't die. At the time, the pizzeria publicly announced, "We accept all." That's probably where they went wrong, is they probably shouldn't have publicly advertised it. But then again, they were probably one of the ones, the brave ones like I was talking about, who wanted to make a killing. Let's not forget, the insurance companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the government, they all had record profits. Hello, ding, 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 we have a winner. So just because some small mom and pop shop pizzeria wants to do that too, they get thrown in jail or fined or whatever? Come on. But I think that's where they made their mistake, is they went out of their way to publicly acknowledge, to publicly announce it. Just maybe not the best approach. We accept all, may they be vaccinated or unvaccinated, as being equal in their humanity and afforded the same dignity and equity as such. I like the message, nothing wrong with that, but maybe they didn't need to go out of their way to kind of announce it like that and get themselves busted. Provincial health orders, props to them though for being courageous enough to actually publicly speak out though. More than a lot of people did. Provincial health orders implemented during the pandemic forced the pizzeria into insolvency. These people, their business was on the line too, let's not forget that. Johnson said he intends to pursue a civil lawsuit against the city government. I sure hope he does, and I sure hope he wins. And let's back him up, folks. If you're in the Calgary or Alberta area, please support this guy and his pizzeria and his small business. Texas Governor Greg Abbott enacted Senate Bill 7, a new law that bars private businesses within the state from mandating COVID-19 vaccinations for their employees. Sure. I mean, not exactly shocking that that's happening in Texas. You can pretty much look to them to bypass or completely eliminate any policy that doesn't make sense, and certainly not just for them, but just in general. So there's another one. DC students will no longer need to vaccinate against coronavirus to attend school. Well, let's not get into whether they should or shouldn't attend school to begin with. After receiving backlash for its authoritarian mandate that lacked scientific evidence, the DC Council voted to repeal its coronavirus vaccine mandate for school children. Members reversed the measure unanimously and without any debate. Good for them. CDC announces that the proportion of U.S. kindergartners exempted from school vaccination requirements reached its highest level, 3% for the 2022 to 2023 school year. Let's read that one again because I want to really process this one, and it's short anyway. CDC announces that the proportion of U.S. kindergartners exempted from school vaccination requirements. I wonder how they got their exemptions. Just stating it is enough. Then again, in the States, things are quite different. It reached its highest level, 3%. So that's also not the greatest sign either, though, because only 3%. You would think that exemptions would be much higher than that. I would think at least 10 to 20% minimum of kids will have either a religious or a medical reason why they might not want to experiment medically with their bodies, being also the fact that they're small children. Let's move on because these topics usually will infuriate me before long. Lingerie chain Victoria's Secret is bringing sexy back and is ditching the woke feminist makeover. Good for you, Victoria's Secret, as it hasn't translated to business success. Oh, okay. There was more to it. So because they didn't make money off of it, they decided to scrap it. But if they did make money on it, they would probably continue even though it's unethical and immoral. When the brand decided to move away from its famous Angels supermodel image, as described by businessofashion.com in a recent article, Victoria's Secret saw a significant revenue drop. So you're saying that by not having physically attractive underwear models, that your business went down. Forgive me for not falling off my chair in surprise. I mean, love your body, right? Love the body no matter what shape. But that says nothing to how good you look for most people in your underwear. And it doesn't speak to the fact that rounder models are not always the healthiest. Just like skinny stick figure models are not healthy. They don't look healthy. They don't look good. For me, they don't look attractive. I would say the same for someone who is obese. Okay? It's just moderation is key. So we like, as a species, we like things that are average because it's not in a deficit state and it's not in an excess state. It's kind of the Goldilocks zone of happy medium. And that's not even saying a lot. That's not even saying that, okay, I'm like average, medium weight, BMI, whatever, fat percentage. Does that mean I'm necessarily healthy? No, but your odds of having a medical condition are lower than someone who's extremely obese or someone who doesn't take care of themselves and doesn't eat enough or doesn't take in enough fats or B12 vitamins or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot we could say about that, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Now, something happened to my recording here. I was almost done. I was actually wrapping up the video, and then I realized that I wasn't recording. I don't know what happened. It just stopped all of a sudden. So we'll go ahead and finish this off. I had really summarized everything up nicely and let you know what's going to happen for 2024, but we'll go over it one more time. But just to finish up the Freedom Wins here, the Court of Appeal of Alberta acquitted Pastor Tracy Forte of Church in the Vine in Edmonton after being fined more than $80,000 for 3 obstruction convictions under the Public Health Act. All the convictions were related to refusing COVID-19 health inspections during religious services. Now, how horrible and disrespectful is that, to be interrupting religious services to do COVID pandemic health inspections? Awful, awful, awful. No discipline, 2 more to go. No discipline for an Ontario teacher accused of failing to use pronouns in the classroom. The man, unidentified in a press release, was cautioned by professional regulators, though was able to keep his teaching certificate. As Mark Joseph, senior litigation counsel for the Democracy Fund, noted, after review by the investigation committee, our client's professional regulator decided only to issue an oral caution to our client. Our client is now free to resume his profession. Again, it's another classic example of wasted time and resources and energy. It's just unreal, the shit that we get hung up on these days. Last one, here we go. Windsor lawyer Antoine Daly wins the case against allegations that he failed to enforce provisional masking requirements in his law office. Mr. Daly was charged in December 2020 under the Reopening Ontario Act, which required businesses to enforce masking requirements. I had noted earlier, if you're going to pick on anybody for that kind of stuff, maybe not a law office where these people actually know the codes and regulations and acts and statutes better than you do. And they certainly understand the concept of equity more than you do. So better pick your battles on that one there, government. But anyway, that is the end of Druthers Let's Read for 2023. So that's almost a full year now that we've done of Let's Reads. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series in 2024. I'm definitely going to keep doing Let's Reads, but I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it with the Druthers publication or not. Don't get me wrong, I love Druthers, not affiliated or a sponsor in any way. I'm just a huge fan, as I say, of anything to do with truth, love, and freedom. And that's their whole shtick, is that. And I love the fact that they're centrists, you know. They don't lean one way or another. They try their best to be objective, as any publication should be. That's kind of what we need. And that's where you have to seek your information from alt media, because the mainstream is just filled, packed to the brim with lies and misinformation. You want misinformation and disinformation? Read a mainstream newspaper or watch a mainstream newscast. You'll get plenty of fake news, but that's not what we want. So that's it. That's the Absurdity Observers and the Freedom Wins and the Good News Tidbits. And we even managed to do a few of Bev McDonald's articles, which I really enjoy. I find those really uplifting. But as I said, I'm not sure at this point. We may continue the Let's Read Druthers into 2024, or I may retire the series. The only reason I'm even considering such a thing is that I have a lot of things on the go right now. I'm super busy with not only my day job, but raising a family, and I've got so many projects on the go outside of my work hours, like evenings, weekends, always something going on. I just don't know if I have the bandwidth and capacity to keep going. But either way, let me know how you feel about the series. Let me know if you enjoyed it, if it's something that you feel like we should continue to do on the channel, or if it's something that, per your opinion, maybe you feel like not a lot of people are getting anything out of this. I mean, anyone can go, I think on druthers.net, you can access the digital version of the newspaper anytime. And so if you can't afford the newspaper, which it is free, you just have to pay for the shipping, but you could have it sent to your whole neighborhood if you did. You could access the digital version online for free. So, but there's more reasons than one to support Druthers. I mean, they're doing some great work, and that's the main reason why I'll continue to buy it. I'm going to keep reading it no matter what. I just don't know at this point if I'll have the capacity to continue doing the Let's Read. But please let me know either way in the comments. I really do appreciate your constructive feedback. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other suggestions as well for the channel. We've got all kinds of stuff coming down the pipe. That's why I say I'm not sure if we'll be able to keep doing this one, because I've got so many new projects and things that are going to be unfolding in 2024. It's a really exciting time. But I will take this opportunity, as I mentioned a moment ago. Unfortunately, it didn't get captured on the recording, but I'll take a moment to let you know this again, because I really want this message to get through to the people that need it. Folks, all the signs that I'm seeing, my intuitions, it's telling me that it's going to be a very rough year for us, especially those that have separated or started the process of separating ourselves from the statist and collectivist agendas. So, as someone who's freedom oriented, or if liberty is important for you in your life, it's going to be a bit of a high pressure, a very tumultuous year for us. 2024 is not going to be easy, but this is the time where we need to band together and to unite more than ever, and not allow ourselves to be segregated by this, that, or the other. Now is the time to come together and effect changes, positive changes in the world, while we still can. We still have an opportunity. We still have a chance now to transform this world. As I was saying earlier, focus our resources, our time, and our energy on things that really matter, that can propel us into a brighter future. Things like food sovereignty and proper infrastructure, and fixing the economy. And that means, investing in the free market, changing our idea of what capital means, what value means. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of things that will have to change. I just said the other day, like, our patterns will change when we change. It's the only thing that's going to evoke a sense of improvement, is when we're ready to put the old ways behind us and to move forward. And those of us that are moving forward, it's not going to be in an aggressive, violent way where it's like my way or the highway. It's more like, we're going to go this way. We're going to start to do things differently. You're welcome to join us. If you want to stay with the old system, as broken, as tired as I feel it is, that's your choice. I can't make that decision for you. People are going to have to choose which way they go with their life. If they're going to continue to follow down the road of some perceived, really inexistent sense of security, and these purported benefits that really don't exist because we can't even identify them, let alone benefit from them. Basically, there's going to be people who want to continue to be trustees, right, for the beneficiaries, or people that are going to start to realize that, hold on a second, the system, the relationships are backwards here most of the time, and we are the beneficiaries and they're the trustees. So why is it that the trustees are the one benefiting from my work and my property and my earnings? So that's what I mean. We're going to have to decide which way we go. The road is going to fork in 2024, and it's really going to be a matter of deciding what the priorities are for us. And I hope that most people will come to the same conclusions as I have, which is that our individual livelihoods and safety and concerns and property rights are still paramount compared to the collective rights, which really don't exist. So that's it. I'm really big on gratitude and appreciation these days, so I want to take a moment to thank you so much for your support, your viewership. We've experienced some tremendous growth in the last year. I think we've gone up by like 2,000 subscribers. At the end of last year, we were under 1,000, and now I think we're almost at 3,500. So thank you so much for your viewership and your support. That's what makes this channel possible, quite honestly, and that's what will allow us to continue to make quality content in the future. So if you enjoyed the channel, Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're a supporter of the channel, thank you so much for sharing the video with your family and friends, for all those likes and those wonderful comments, and of course your subscriptions, and just for participating in our community. It's so nice to hear the voices of other people out there that may not necessarily agree with everything we have to say, but that are not afraid to let their voices be heard. And I'm reminded of a quote, I believe, by Voltaire, which is, I do not agree with what you have to say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. That's free speech, and that's what we need to preserve and keep alive at all costs, because the alternative, that ain't a world I want to live in, and I doubt you do too. So it's not really about agreeing or disagreeing with each other, it's just about empowering ourselves to have our own unique voice, which adds to the zeitgeist of the time and to the paradigms that we either observe or choose not to. So that's it. I'll end it there. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate it. Happy holidays, by the way. Happy Yule, happy solstice, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, happy that. And Happy New Year. And we'll see you back at the channel in 2024 for another milestone year. Thank you. Love you guys. Take care.